Hi, Megan.
Hey, Devon.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. It is free agency week, 4th of July, and your birthday
Canada Day,
tomorrow,
too.
and Canada Day. It is a
Mhm.
big day, big week for
Big
hockey
week.
fans. Yes.
Yes.
So thanks to all of our listeners for joining us today for another episode of Hockey Style with Devin and Megan. If you're new here, look for everything from forechecks to fit checks. Our podcast highlights the humans and the stories that make hockey the best sport in the world, with exciting industry guests and, of course, a dose of style. But today's episode is a 4th of July special. So we're going to do things just a little bit differently. We'll still have three periods to look forward to. But there is so much to talk about this week. We wanted to give you something you could listen to while you're barbecuing, enjoying time with family and friends, driving up north, or wherever you like to spend your 4th of July. So today we're going to give our opinions on some of the trades and the free agency signings that have happened over the last two-ish days. And then in the second period, we're going to go through the Red Wings Summer 100 challenge. If you were at the last Red Wings game of the season, you got a poster, and we'll explain why we are very into checking off every challenge. And then the last period, of course, it wouldn't be hockey style if we didn't leave you with a little recap and a hockey style tip. So look forward to that. We will also tease out next week's guest, so you don't want to miss that one. So, Megan, with all that said, let's go, Buffalo.
It just feels dirty.
I'm just a
And
Buffalo fan now.
but it's not real.
Well,
You're a
no,
temporary Buffalo fan.
you're correct in that I am not truly a Buffalo Sabres fan. I am a an Alex Lyon fan. So I'm Detroit Red Wings all the way, forever in my heart. But as Alex Lyon's career progresses and he moves to new teams, I will be acquiring new jerseys and merch. And this is my first Buffalo piece. So maybe my brother slash your fiance will get a kick out of it because we know he's a huge Tage Thompson fan. So I
Yeah,
know.
we'll have to see how it goes. If they come out with any Alex Lyon cards, card breaks might get a little dicey. The
Oh,
Buffalo
yeah.
Sabres just became a real hot ticket for us.
The Buffalo Sabres went from always being given to Brennan without any concern or question. And now we're going to be arm wrestling like
He's
brothers and
got some
sisters do.
time. He's
Yeah,
got some time, but yeah,
that's true.
we're on the
For,
clock now.
for
But
our
yeah,
listeners who have been here for several episodes, you are probably well aware that Alex Lyon is my favorite goaltender, bit of an underdog, but has been scrappy and competitive and has the quickest wit in the league. And it's just made him a joy to cheer for. So I am very saddened to see him leave the Red Wings. We knew his contract was up. I was hopeful we might re sign him, but this is better for him because he'll get a great chance to be maybe like a 1A, 1B with Ukapeka Lukanen, or, depending on what happens with 6K and Devin Levi and Lyon. It's anyone's net right now. Buffalo has three guys who are going to be really competitive, and hopefully it makes them all better.
okay.
Thoughts? No comment. You like
No, I
6K
don't
and
think I
Devin
should.
Levi?
No, that's what I like. So I think that it's a gap stop until Devin Levi's ready.
Yeah, well, he kind of got not demoted, but sort of. I mean, he got moved down
Well,
last year to
I
the
mean, look
HL.
at Sebastian Cosa for us. Like he's
Yeah.
been around forever now. Like I just, it's different with goaltenders. It's just
Yes.
different. It takes them longer. They, need the reps. They can't be back up and sitting there doing nothing. It's better for him to be down, with the AHL team playing than just sitting on the bench. Like goalies are different.
Absolutely. And I love that if we weren't going to play Sebastian Cosa in Detroit more regularly, that he was getting the start consistently in Grand Rapids. Like you
Yeah,
need
he
to
needs to
play
play.
to improve. So I'm with you. That'll be a fun one to watch. And the other good thing is Buffalo is probably the closest arena to
Is
Detroit
it
driving. Well, either Buffalo or Columbus. Chicago and
Columbus?
Toronto are
Like
also
we'll do
pretty close.
Columbus in a day and have a blast, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't do Buffalo in a day.
Buffalo's not too bad. It's like 3.5, 4 hours, right?
Mm,
No?
I feel like
More?
it's longer than that.
Well, I'll be visiting, so I'll let you know.
Oh God. Yeah, why
But
couldn't he go someplace that I haven't been? That would have been really nice of him. Like, why didn't they ask me?
yuck. They should have consulted with you
Like a
because you knew
guaranteed trip if Alex Lyon's there.
you knew that
Buffalo.
you were going to be roped into these trips. So they should have consulted with you.
They
I'm
should have.
glad he's still in the Atlantic Conference though, because we'll have four times
Oh,
to
if he
play
was in a
him.
different time zone, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd be doing. Are you getting center ice now?
So, oh no, I still love to sit by the goalie. So that's what I was going to
No,
say.
no, 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 no. Center ice, the package for TV,
Oh,
so you could watch games out
uh,
of market.
yeah. Well, so we do. I don't know what we subscribe to, but we do get the away games. I think it's
Everyone's away
ESPN.
games,
Yeah, I think it's ESPN too.
and do you get them in real time? I don't
Yes.
know why I'm quizzing you right now.
Yes, yes. You'll have to talk to the husband who handles that portion of the TV
Got it.
subscription. But yeah, we do. I think it's ESPN too that gives us all of them. But I don't have center ice. But the funniest little random sidebar on that is one day I turned on the television I was trying to watch the Vancouver Canucks game. And I happened to just like say in the remote Vancouver Canucks. And it took me to the center ice
Mm-hmm.
station instead of to ESPN2 where
Mm-hmm.
I would normally go. And I hit something on the remote that saved that station. And now
Mm-hmm.
every single time we turn the television on, it immediately goes to Vancouver Canucks.
Amazing.
And Toph always goes, "Damn it, I gotta fix." That's my husband. I gotta fix that. He may have just fixed it, but it was a while. We looked
My
like
hockey
the
life
biggest
began on
Vancouver
center
Canucks.
ice.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm very fond of center ice.
Yes. I thought you were asking if I was going to move my season tickets at the Red
I'm
Wings
not
to center ice,
crazy
but no, because I'm still super excited for John
because you
Gibson.
can't. And oh, you're not.
I am. I love
Okay.
John Gibson. I love Dostal and Gibson. You really don't. You aren't
Well,
even allowed to say
we all know I love Lucas, and apparently that's the only thing I know to call him. But
what Dostal.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because we were out at one of our favorite restaurants to go to after Red Wings games. If you're ever in Market and looking for a great place to go, is a place called Basan. Ask for Chelsea, the manager. She is lovely. Shout out to Chelsea. But we were sitting there one day late night after a game, and Marco Casper came in with his, group, his friends, and we kept talking because I think we played Anaheim that night. Or we were talking like maybe we were going to play Anaheim, but we kept talking about Lucas. And then after a while, I think you're the one, Megan, who realized like, oh no, Marco can hear us. He probably thinks we're talking about Raymond,
Oh,
but we
I
were
was
talking about
talking about
Dostal.
in the arena. Like all the fans around me, every single time I said Lucas must have been like, she's not good at the hockey. Like she does not understand anything that's happening. I'm talking about the other team's goalie basically the
Yeah.
entire time. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Dostal's great. And we, for whatever reason, both always use first names when we're cheering. Often. So
I
it's
don't cheer,
confusing
I
for us.
just discuss. So yeah, we
Yeah.
use first
I
names a
cheer,
lot.
you discuss, or you point out guys who should be doing better. Okay,
Sometimes it
so
helps.
Gibson's coming. I am excited. I am a fan, and I think that'll be good for him, and hopefully get a little spark for our team because,
I wish it was better for him.
oh, well, maybe maybe he'll help turn things around.
Well, as long as
So,
he's happy. He
what
seems
else?
like a happy guy.
He does seem like a happy guy, and I think Dostal is going to be a great, strong 1A. So it's good for everybody. Um, Nikolai Ehlers uh, is still up for grabs. Do you think there's any chance? Do you think he's going to ask for too much money, or do you think that Detroit has a chance to snag
I
him?
think he can do whatever he wants right now. I think he
Mm-hmm.
can wait as long as he wants. He can see what everyone has to offer. I don't think he's got a care in the world right now. It's all going to come together for him.
It's good to be
He can take
Nikolai
his
Ehlers.
time. Mm-hmm.
In other Jets news, I saw right before we started recording that our old buddy Gustav Nyquist is now a Jet. So he's popped around the country.
Yeah, he's definitely a favorite of mine. I had a lot of fun interactions with him when he was here, and I know I always feel bad when I hear that he's moved again because I know we really enjoyed being in Columbus. Had like a great like family life there. So I hope he's still able to do all of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely miss him and just, the vibe. He was a fun one.
Yes, he, as you know, Megan, lived down the street from me, just a few houses away. And the funny part of that was we knew each other's dogs' names, like as neighbors do. Like the dog would hang out with our dogs as we walked by, sniff each other and go about their business. But it's just such a normal neighbor interaction. We talk to your dog, but not really you. So I miss him too. But that
Yeah.
was before he moved to Columbus, so a
He
little
was
ways
so
ago.
funny. Like I had at charity events had sat at a dinner table with him a couple times. So if I'd see him like at like another event, just be like, "Oh, we've had dinner." And he would genuinely look at me and be like, "I know, I remember." And I'm like, "There's no way you
Aw.
remember that." And it was just so, but it was very genuine. It was really cute of him.
Oh, I bet he did remember.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I
He
just never
seemed
assume.
he really seemed like a normal guy who just happened to be a pro hockey player, you know?
Yeah.
Him and his dog, and at the time it was his fiance. I believe they're married now with a little
Oh
one,
yeah.
but they were just cool. They were always stopping our local police officer who just like drives around the neighborhood all the time to just chit chat with him. Like they're just like nice people. So we wish him well in Winnipeg. You and I are Winnipeg fans, so that'll be one more reason to enjoy cheering for them.
I think at this point I might have more Winnipeg Jets stuff. It's close between the Wings and the Jets. So I am very fond of all of it. I love
Oh,
their jerseys and their uniforms, like just all the little details that they have. I have a significant amount of Jets
yeah.
stuff.
Did that start because of Evgeny Svechnikov?
Yes, it is
Yes.
primarily Evgeny Svechnikov stuff.
Yeah, but you're right. Their logo is beautiful. Their colors are gorgeous. So that said, I think the next acquisition we both need to make are bomber jackets from Winnipeg. They may have to
That'd
be
be
WAG,
cute.
wife and girlfriend jackets if somebody's willing to trade or like sell them to us. But I love when they do it because it's so authentic, right? Like they're the Jets, these bomber
But I can't
jackets.
do it. I'm not a wag.
Well, they don't have to have a player number on it. I just want the Winnipeg Jet bomber jacket. Maybe we'll make them. All right. Who else? I know you've been a Pew Suitor fan.
I
Um,
love Pews. He's
yes.
a really sweet guy.
Yes. So it sounds like he just inked a 2-year deal um, for St. Louis. So,
Yep.
yep. Who else do we have? Oh, how do we not talk about the big news?
Which
Mm,
is that?
well, not our big news, but Mitch Marner has officially landed as a Vegas Golden Knight. Thoughts about that?
Congratulations. That's what he wanted. You got
Yes.
what you wanted.
He got what he
Yay.
wanted. I know it was the worst kept secret in the world. I think several reporters spotted him house hunting with his wife and their new baby like a week before they were supposed to be in negotiations. So, I've seen a lot of funny commentary on, oh,
Well, that
should
was
he?
via trade, so they're good.
Oh, yes, yes, that's true. But wait, no, was it trade?
I think so. I'd have to scroll down and look, but yeah, that's why you didn't see a lot of deals pop up at like 12:01 so
Yes.
that
Yeah, people don't
nobody
get in
gets in
trouble.
trouble.
So I
I mean,
heard
it's not a surprise and he was an RFA, but
Mason Appleton.
no. RFA for
Elmer
us.
Soder. Oh, Elmer Soder.
Elmer.
Elmer. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm so excited that we officially signed Elmer again. He has been so fun to watch this past season, like growing. You can see the determination. He's one that I think he's just going to keep getting better and better.
I hope
And
so.
I mean, me too, but he's,
No, I don't mean that in a negative way. I really hope he does.
yes, yes. And his brother Arvid, I think is still
Didn't
going
he
to
get a deal?
be, I don't, we got to look that up. If I don't know if he signed a new one yet, but he had a pretty good early season with the Blackhawks as a backup 10D. So it's just fun to keep tabs on the Soderblom brothers. Yeah, good one. Well, I brought up Mason Appleton, and I'm excited to bring him on to the Red Wings. Another Winnipeg acquisition. I know
I
it's
have
not like,
concerns.
do you what?
Hmm. Just scuttlebutt. It kind of sounds like, as much as he is a lovely man and I think he's fantastic, sort of like a Justin Hall thing where they just wanted him out. The fans
Oh,
didn't like him. I don't,
yeah.
as much as I love Winnipeg, don't follow it as closely to know that type of information. So
Yeah.
I get the feeling that there wasn't a lot of love for him there.
Well, you
But
know
that
why
doesn't mean,
I like him.
well, it's the whole reason I like him.
So, for our listeners, if you are not a fan of Shorzy, the television show, what are you doing with your life? In fact, just stop watching our podcast and just go put Shorzy on and thank us later. It
Mm-hmm.
is our favorite show. And I was skeptical at first because it's, a storyline, it's fiction based on what could have happened, but it's a storyline of like an essentially like a pro, like a middle-aged guys playing hockey in the no show, the Northern Ontario Hockey League, and they are so funny, but also not just funny, but like touching, like it pulls at your heartstrings. But anyway, what does this have to do with Mason Appleton? They have one rival team where it's like there's like
They're all
seven or
rival
eight
teams. There's
brothers.
only four.
There's only four teams. One of the team has a bunch of brothers called the Appledorns. And whenever we hear Mason Appleton, we think of the Appledorns. So check that out and you can giggle with us when you hear his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? Oh,
Did you see Anthony Mantha went to Pittsburgh?
I just because I was going to say Anthony Mantha yet again has been shuffled. Not shocking.
That's just not a great sitch.
No,
That's just never gone well. And I don't want to blame anybody, but
maybe blame Anthony Mantha.
I was gonna say, but maybe you should take a peek in the mirror. I don't know.
Oh, I know. I know. So,
Ugh.
how funny though that I gave you the talk about not being too mean and now look, I'm being mean.
You said mean things.
I know, I'm sorry. That's not like we're
It's
reversing
okay.
roles today.
It's
Um
okay.
okay, what else?
We don't take ourselves so seriously. You can say mean things about us too.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, don't though cuz I might cry.
Oh,
Evgeny
I'll cry later. You won't know.
it's like the quote that always is like, "Oh, you want to give me feedback? I'm open to feedback," as I cry secretly under my desk.
Yeah, I'll cry
Um
later.
Yeah, we don't want
I'm
feedback.
definitely
Just
gonna cry.
kidding. Just kidding. Evgeny Dadonov. I enjoyed cheering for him during the playoffs.
Doesn't wind me up.
No.
Mm-mm.
So he's, more forward depth for the uh, New Jersey Devils. I thought Vitek Vanacek might actually get a shot to grow. Being second to Bobrovsky is like such a distant second. So we'll
I
see. He's
really,
and
really, really thought you were gonna say that you thought we were gonna land Vitek Vanacek because that's all we do is get goalies. I literally thought that was what was coming.
this time last year, it was just like every joke out there about the Detroit Red Wings and
Oops, all
oops, all
goalies.
goalies. It was like the cereal, the Lucky Charms with only marshmallows. Like, I don't know. I guess
That doesn't
our
exist.
mantra is
It's
like,
Captain Crunch. Oops, all berries.
oh, is that true?
Yes. No, you're.
Um,
I feel like child services would be called if you fed your kid all marshmallow cereal,
okay, good thing I only have dogs.
right?
But the Utah Mammoth have landed Vitek Vanacek, so I think that it's a good 1 year deal for him, and he might actually get a bit more ice time since he won't be behind Bob. So good for him. Lars Ehlers, veteran bottom six on the Senators now. So the Senators, I don't love what is happening with the Wings and the Senators, but as you pointed out, neither of us have really moved the needle. So it's kind of a moot point until we start being super competitive again. But
Mm.
it's interesting to see what they're cooking up in Ottawa.
I just like looking at the list and like all the Red Wings guys. I'm like, who?
I know,
And the
I
only
know, and
reason I know Mason Appleton is because of the Appledorn thing, which is
I
it's
know.
not good.
So the remaining UFAs, the list is bleak. It is
I'm supposed to
minimal.
say something positive.
Okay.
Every team needs depth.
Oh, good.
Perhaps that's all we have right now.
That was a
But
positive comment, Megan.
aside from maybe 4 people, I feel like all we have is depth. Okay, moving on.
Okay. Okay. All right. You said it.
We
It's
we
not, you're not wrong, but there aren't those big heavy hitter names right now. I mean, it really is a light free agency. I mean, we've made a few
oh,
moves that are
absolutely. No,
interesting
no,
in
no. It's
Detroit.
not because of free agency. Like it's just the state of
Yeah,
affairs. I've
it is.
been trying to compare us to the Vegas Misfits when they got together and thinking, "Oh, it can happen with a bunch of random people." And it hasn't worked. So I'm thinking that maybe we should try something different. I don't know what that
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
I don't pretend to know more. But I'm tired of just blindly trusting that this is going to work this time.
I know. I know. Well, we did sign some older guys, which I know you're a big
Don't do that to
proponent.
me.
You're a big proponent of bringing up the young guys, giving them ice time, as am I. But it was interesting to see, just out of the blue. I did not see this on our radar, but James Van Riemsdyk, 1 year deal, $1
So
million.
I don't
dollars.
know. Has he won a cup? Has he won? I don't know.
I don't remember if he
I don't
has.
follow him. I can't.
Yeah.
The only reason I can justify giving guys like that roster spots is that they can teach our guys about a winning culture because we don't have
Yeah.
guys on the roster who have been through that when we were winning
Yes.
in Detroit. So
Yes.
that is the value to me in someone like that. And that's but
Yes.
I okay.
I know. And as I pointed out too, right after the signing, we can now say we have the first and second draft from the 2007 draft class with Patty Kane and JVR.
I don't feel good.
I know. I know it's not what we were thinking, but it is nice to have that veteran presence. And especially, I mean, we Jeff
Yeah.
Petrie for the Red Wings was a veteran presence. And now he's moved on to a 1 year deal with the Panthers. So it's nice to have someone like James Van Riemsdyk fill that
Can't we just
mentor
let
role.
Patrick Kane do it? Why do we have to have JVR too?
Yeah. There's my girl. That's the Megan I know.
Why?
I'm
You
excited
can't
to see
push
what
me too far. I'll
happens.
start asking questions.
I know. It's fair,
Um,
as we should, as we should. Okay. I gotta talk about the goalies. Capo Kakinen. What did we call him? 4K. Too short
we
of being
do.
Ukko Pekka. My husband and I call him that.
Oh,
He's just a little bit away from being a 6K. He signed with the Canadiens, a 1 year deal, just over $1 million, I think 1.15. So he'll be fun to watch. I think that was there wasn't a ton of big goalie shakeups in the UFA world.
because there weren't any. How about Logan Stankoven? Good for him.
Yes, good for Stankoven. What
Good
was
for
that,
her.
an
Good for Carolina.
8 year contract, I
You
think?
betcha.
Yeah, that's great for
Mm-hmm.
Stankoven, or as we call him on Ladies of the NHL, Stankoven.
I don't. I
Um,
don't. I don't want to
you don't
do
love
that.
that. Okay, we don't have to do that here.
Oh no, I want to do that.
Yeah, that's great for him. The Canes have done some things, so that's exciting for you, especially being a Canes fan. Ryan Lindgren. I've always liked Ryan and Charlie Lindgren. They grew up in Minnesota, and I believe played in on a team that played like against Alex Lyons' team, or at least they were in that same northern Minnesota hockey world. So I followed him a little bit. He will. What is he? He finished the season with the Avalanche, and now he is moving on to the Seattle Kraken, which I'm a fan of the Kraken, so that'll be fun.
Hmm.
That's all you have to say about that one.
Hmm.
We know.
Oh, I didn't know Billy got term. I didn't know he
Oh,
got a
did
couple years.
Billy
Mm-hmm.
Husso? Yes, your old pal Billy, who I also
I
really
hope he likes it out
appreciated.
there.
Hmm. Yeah, it's with Anaheim, right?
Yep.
Good. Anaheim's doing things too. I think Anaheim, not to go back to the draft because we talked about it already, but last episode, it
Hmm.
was incredible what Anaheim did for their first pick. Flew him immediately on a helicopter to Disneyland, where he got to hang out with Donald Duck and take pictures with Lightning McQueen, because of course he's McQueen, and everyone else is still just sweating in the in the
I
conference
mean,
room in the
I guess
auditorium.
maybe he'd enjoy that as a teenager. I don't know.
It was just cute. They picked him up from the rooftop and he was out living his best life. So,
Mm.
yeah, very funny. Um, how about Dan Vladar? I know we've talked about him a bit. So he's now
He's a
with
flyer.
the Flyers, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, Flyers.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
feel like
gosh.
so much of like the big guys just stayed put. So there's really
Hmm.
nothing exciting, nothing earth
How about though
shattering.
one big guy that did not stay put yet again? Corey Perry, Los
Jesus.
Angeles Kings. I feel for him.
Uh,
How many times has he now been in the
You,
Stanley
what
Cup
did,
Finals? I just he hasn't won
no,
yet.
that's sweet justice. I guess LA doesn't want to win. So yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. I don't know that the LA fans were particularly happy about the Corey Perry
Yeah,
curse.
I don't know that LA was happy based on what I heard on my favorite station this morning. I just caught the tail end, and the last two callers happened to be LA, and they didn't seem excited about what happened.
Oh, well, there you go. But we would be remiss not to talk a minute about our podcast muse, if I may call him, the gentleman who gave us the confidence to start Hockey Style. Patrick Kane signs another year with the Detroit Red Wings. I am so
Yeah,
happy about that.
absolutely.
And I love the
Um,
way we structure his deal for him. I mean, it's a relatively modest 1 year contract when you think about, the legacy of Patrick Kane being the greatest American born player, but he achieves a significant number of bonuses should we excel and succeed. And I would like to see more contracts structured that way. Like it really motivates the guys. So I hope he achieves all of his bonuses and we make it to the playoffs and to the Stanley Cup. A girl can dream.
that is what's happening. Yes.
Okay, well, July 1st was a busy day. Not as wild as years past, but lots of movement. I know we missed a ton of people to talk about, but these were the names that were top of mind for us. Um, oh, who else did we miss from the Wings?
We have reassigned a few younger guys, as I think we should
JBB.
have. Aljo.
Oh, yeah, Eljo and
Hmm.
Bergie were
Hmm.
both re-signed, which
Yep.
I know there was talk about Bergie, Jonathan Berggren being potentially used as a trade chip, and
I'd
I'm
be fine with
glad
that.
I'm glad we gave him another shot.
He's
I
had some time.
Yeah, he's been back and forth from the
But
Griffins to the Wings, but
as always, if you want to prove me wrong, please do it.
actually we would prefer that. So
Uh-huh.
everyone should go out and succeed. Um,
Yes. Yeah. So all in all, I think it wasn't blockbuster this year, but seems like everybody's done a little something. I don't
yes,
know.
I'm excited to see how it shakes out.
I would
Uh,
also love, like, if anyone feels like commenting, like what you think of what your team did and how you feel about it. I always find it interesting to hear out of market, like how someone feels about what their team did.
mhm.
It's such an interesting perspective to me. I love hearing other people's thoughts on their trade
That is
deadline
such a
and
great point.
free agency acquisitions. I love hearing it because you
We're
think, oh, how nice for them. And then they're like, this is the worst thing ever. So I'm always interested to hear what people think.
I'm so glad you said that. We clearly are very opinionated about what we want to see with the Red Wings organization as we strive to get back into the playoff mix. So, yes, please comment below and let us know what team is your favorite. Where do you listen from and who do you support? That would be really fun to know. All right. What do you think? Should we go into the second period and talk about the Red Wings Summer 100 leading into 4th of July weekend?
Let's do it.
Okay. Welcome to the second period.
Here we are.
Here we are, birthday girl.
Oh, God.
Are you enjoying your last day before your new year begins tomorrow?
It doesn't count anymore. We're not counting it anymore.
Ah, you can
Not
do what
happening.
Mariah Carey does and just have like an anniversary of your birth. It's an anniversary, not a birthday, she calls it.
Will I get away with that?
I don't know, Mariah
I
Carey
don't
does.
think so.
Well, I'm excited to celebrate you and have a little summer soiree at your one of your two homes as you merge merge homes with your fiance. No, it'll be great. And obviously, it goes without saying, so happy to have you as my podcast co host, my best pal,
Oh,
and my future sister in law. So
well,
I hope your
thanks.
birthday is extra special and this is your best year yet.
Mm,
We will kick it off with a pool party. And
we
not
are.
just because you have a pool and it's lovely, but also because, and it's hot in Michigan, but also because it is one item to do host a Detroit Red Wings pool party on the 100 Things to Do This Summer Red Wings edition. So, as we alluded to, this was the poster. If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see that they handed out at the last home game of the 24-25 season because we are kicking off our centennial year. So tons of really cool events in the works. We
Oh,
have
it's not because we haven't made the playoffs in so long that they decided to give us a list of things to do to stay busy. That's not why. Oh,
since you're not going to be busy in April and May, here you go. Fill your time. No, it is not that, Megan. We have high
sorry.
hopes that we'll be back in our 100th year. Um, in one thing we didn't talk about in the first period that I just want to mention really quickly, just to take a moment to recognize Alex Delvecchio, who sadly passed away this week, who it goes without saying is a legend and icon across the entire hockey world, but certainly a Detroit hero. So
Oh,
as
yeah.
we approach 100 years, it's just it will be sad to not have him, make an appearance, but
Hmm.
wow, was he ever such an important part of building our team. I mean, he was born I think in
Yeah.
the early 1930s, right?
Yeah.
Um 1931 if he's 93, had such an incredible life. Did I mean, read about his what he did with the Red Wings if you want to just talk good hockey players right now. But Megan, you
Yeah.
actually had a opportunity to meet him in Ted Lindsay, right?
I did. It was just an autograph signing here in the Detroit area, and I mean this was several years ago, and it was both him and Ted Lindsay, and yeah, it was a really really fun thing to do. To since I haven't been here that long, it was like my opportunity to meet some of the older, legends that are from here. So it was really really neat. I remember him being like, more on the quiet side, and I'm, like, also introverted, so I'm, like, the worst in those interactions, so I'm just like, "So, here we are." But, like, he was a really great guy, like, just
Yeah.
such a bubbly like, it's so hard to remember or think of them at that age, like, as a hockey player who was out there just,
Yeah.
like, doing the things.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, just, like, the sweetest guy, and, yeah, I'll definitely never forget, Ted Lindsay too, because he was just the best, like, grandpa vibes, and, I just remember him being like, "Oh, you like hockey? Like, this is for you?" And it's like, "Yes, sir,
Yeah.
this is for me." Like,
That's
I do really
amazing.
like hockey, and then as I was leaving, he's just like, "Oh, will you have a happy Thanksgiving?" And I was like, "Well, it's
Oh.
gonna be. If terrible Ted wished me a happy Thanksgiving, how could it not be?" Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, how iconic. Well,
Yeah.
our thoughts are certainly with the Del Vecchio family during this difficult time, but I'm so glad you have that very cool story. I never had a chance
Yeah.
to meet him, but
He
certainly,
was great. He
yeah.
really did, like, all the way up and, like, as long as I can remember, was always engaging and involved and at events, so he was a fantastic alumni, like, great
Yes.
memories for sure.
I love it. And I know we'll honor him during the centennial, which you and I have gotten to do just a little bit. So, one really cute thing that the Detroit Red Wings organization did with this poster, if you read it quickly, you may not realize all of the things to do are puns or analogies or little winks toward hockey, Red Wings history, players, moments in time, and they're so smart. So we have to figure out who did this on the social team or the marketing team because it's genius. But two of them, let's see, be the ultimate teammate was a nod toward Alex Delvecchio. And it was right after Turnaround Someone's Terrible Day for Ted Lindsay. So if you aren't following us on Instagram, you can do so at Hockey Style Podcast and see Megan's pictures of the day she got to meet them. And it helped us check off a couple of things on our summer to do list.
Mhm.
That was a good one. What we've had some other recent success of checking off items in a really cool way with unexpected celebrities, if you will.
Oh.
This today's post on Instagram was Megan and I last weekend went to the Rocket Mortgage Classic at Detroit Golf Club PGA Tour event. Very well done. And of course, I miss it because you happened to walk out in a different direction and tell our listeners who you ran into.
Um, yeah, I was just walking out and, you know, if you know me, you know I'm, like I said, a very introverted person. I don't like if I make a noise at the arena that someone hears, it ruins my day. Like I'm just very quiet. And I saw this gentleman and I just like kind of, smacked Brennan and I was like, "Hey, buddy." And he looked right at me and was like, "Hey." And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he just heard me." So I get to meet Mr. Old Time Hockey himself
Yes, old
while
time
we were
hockey.
leaving. And he was kind enough to take a photo with me. And then we sort of like deep dived into second string. And the
Oh,
boys started pulling out their second string wallets and comparing notes. And I was like, this is the best ever.
did old time hockey Fritz?
Yes,
Did he have a second string wallet?
he sure did.
Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Well,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Joe and Zach from Second String Leather Company because, like I said, you're famous. We run into you
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Yes, and
Um,
I apologize, I don't know the gentleman who was with him, but he had one too.
There you go.
Mhm.
Incredible. So, old time hockey is widely known. He probably needs no introduction. I think he has like 3.5 million Instagram followers, but his calm voice.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
hello, buddy. And the two little dogs he has, Donnybrook and Chris Draper, they just bring like so much joy to us, and his retro vibes are phenomenal. So you got this picture with him, and I posted it today, and we got to check off two items on our list. One was try a new recipe, and of course, number 77 for Paul Coffee was get the morning grind going with a hot cup of coffee. So Megan, you haven't been on Instagram all day, but when you see it, I hope you like the little video I did because I poured a cup of jitter juice in Fritz's honor for old time hockey and posed
How
it with
lovely.
our cookbook. So
Yes.
he commented that it was so nice to meet you, and
Oh,
he started following us,
amazing.
which is amazing because for having 3.5 million followers, he only follows like 550 people. And now we're one. I'm
Wow.
like, we've made it big.
We can retire now.
We can retire. Yeah, so that was really cute. So we're finding some cute ways to check these off, but we have some plans in the works. What are some of the things you're most excited for?
Um, well, we can't give away any secrets, but
Mm.
there's a few sea creature related ones that'll be fun.
Oh, for Red Wings fans, wink, wink, sea creatures. I wonder what that could be.
Hmm.
Um, yes, we can't give it away.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, you'll have to stay tuned. The boss said we can't give it away.
The first time
Jeff,
I've ever been the boss.
which is funny because you're like very happy to relinquish that title. Like, Devin, please be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Which is hilarious. Our
Oh, but
dynamic works.
we can't give it away.
Okay.
No.
So then, listeners, you must go follow us on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
because you will not want to miss what we have
Mm-hmm.
planned this Sunday, the 5th. So we can't party too hard on the 4th because we
Nope.
have to get up early
But
and go on an excursion.
we will be checking off one from the list on the 4th, where we will be hosting a Red Wings themed pool party.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we will give more details on that in the third period when we talk about our style tip. So, what else? Things we have done thus far that were really fun. There were two, of course. Number 100 was Party Like It's 1926, our founding year. And one was Wear a Bow Tie, which, of course, was a nod to Moritz Sider, who was the only gentleman, I believe, rocking a bow tie in his draft class. And he looked phenomenal. So we did two at once. And I loved this one. This might have been my favorite challenge so far because we decided to go all out. At first, we were just going to like dress up in our house and have a little dinner party. But when Megan and I do themes, we do themes. We don't mess around. So we went to Meadowbrook Hall, which is a gorgeous estate that the Dodge brothers built and lived in. you know, 100 years ago. So we went to a 1920s Gatsby party. Check out those pictures. That was really fun. And we wore dresses, of course, but my husband tagged along as our photographer, rocking the bow tie. And we all had a really good time. What was your favorite so far?
My favorite so far? Oh my gosh. Um,
Pavel's birthday.
that was pretty good, which I still haven't seen all the pictures from that. So I still have that to
Oh,
look forward to. I just have our picture where we were reading up on the Wizard of Oz.
you always give me these very friendly hints that I need to put together a Google photo album.
I think
You
I
do it
ask
in
someone every day.
the nicest way possible. You know, I haven't seen those pictures, but what you mean is, Devin, make the effing Google album. I hear you. I read between the lines.
Okay.
That was a fun one. So when we say Pavel's birthday, we're actually not talking about Pavel Datsuk. We are talking about my 1-year-old puppy dog, Pavel the Pomsky, named for Pavel Datsuk. And we threw a little party, and it was Pavel's wonderful Wizard of Oz, and that was a way for Megan and I to check off. What was it? I'm trying to find it on here. Essentially, catch up on some good literature. May we recommend The Wizard of Oz? And it, of course, was Osgood's number. So that was also fun. We tagged the Red Wings, and they're probably thinking, like, these girls go all out. We were thinking, like, read a book. And here we are. Of course, I'm dressed as a complete lion, and you were rocking Dorothy with red sequin sneakers. And it was perfect.
Yeah, I think the one that was kind of a surprise was when we did 97 and 98. And that should ring a bell for our Red Wings listeners because that
Ah,
was do something you haven't done in a while and then do it again.
yes.
So we went miniature golfing, but very truly random. We showed up in matching outfits.
I
We both
know.
had the baby blue golf skirt or
Mhm.
top, like the
Yeah.
inverse matching baby blue and white golf outfits. And it
Yeah.
was 100% not planned.
No, I know, and no one will believe that.
Mm-mm, no, they won't. And
When I
I'm
posted
okay
it
with
to
it.
our socials, I straight up said we did not plan this. No one will
Nope.
believe that, but we walked in wearing the same outfit. So,
Hmm.
that is what happens when you spend every day with someone, either in person or over Zoom. But yeah, that was fun. At least that part was fun. We were like so
The
on
golf
the
was
putt
bad.
golfing. Well, it was
It was
just
hard.
very hot, and it was
Oh, it
Father's
was
Day,
hot.
so it was extremely crowded, and you were hangry, to be honest.
I'm
We
telling
made,
you,
you
there's a
know,
window. Everything's fine, and then it's not. So
yes. Yeah.
that's
You were
the
like
reality.
totally, you go from one, like,
No.
oh, it's fine, no big deal, to like, I need to eat now.
Hmm.
But you did save the day when, was it my mother who hit like a rogue golf ball
Oh,
over the entire course into, like, who knew she had this strength, into a field, and little Megan ran down a hill, squeezed in between the slots of a fence, and retrieved said golf ball.
the best part of me squeezing through the fence was the fact that just a few fence posts down, there were no horizontal posts, and I could have just walked around.
I didn't know that. Did you figure that
Oh
out
yeah.
after the
Yeah, I like
situation?
walked a few
Oh
feet and I
my
was like,
gosh.
well, I made that a lot harder than it needed to be.
Oh my gosh, you're too funny.
Mhm.
You and your fiance, my brother, I'll always say that. It's just, very long title. You hosted the horror movie marathon on
Oh, we
Friday the
did. Mhm.
13th, and that was very cute. You had your beautiful limited edition red Stanley and a big bowl of popcorn. And what was it, Scream you put on?
I tried to
Oh.
be since it was summer 100. I chose I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, perfect. That's a classic. Yes. If you haven't seen those, if we have any Gen Z listeners, those are classic. It was like
Mhm.
when the slasher movies started to become a little bit humorous, but like
Mhm.
still with like the surprise thrills and the jumps, which is my favorite kind of horror movie. I'm not like a big horror movie person, but those where it's like you're giggling and you're scared are good. So that and the Scream verse, are great. So that I was sad I missed that one, but You also, of course, have the branded license plate because
I
that's a fun
do.
story.
Oh, that was the cutest day. So I've had my Wings license plate forever and kind of went through a couple different things and then eventually just settled on LGRW 23. It's like at least it's Lucas's number. Like we know who that is. It's probably good for a while. And I brought it to an open house for him to sign my vanity plate because I bought like the extra one since you don't really need to. And I brought it and like, so awkward all the time. But like I give it to him and I'm like, "Oh, like yeah, this is my license plate." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Well, not off the back of my car. It's the extra one." And then we all just start laughing. And
I didn't
I'm
like
like, "I
I
gave
didn't
you
bring
that
the
one too."
screwdriver and
Yeah.
pull it off on my way up.
It's
Yeah, but
just the extra one.
the
And then
fact
he
that you
happened to
had
be
the extra one
I
and you
know.
actually have the same one on your Jeep is
I
pretty
do.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Jake Wallman was paired with him or sitting next to him that particular open house. And they were so funny. And because Lucas turns to him and he goes, I think I need one of these. And we're like, well, yeah, I think you do. And Jake was like, just imagine ramming around town with that on your car. I'm like, you guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, but also he can't have it. It's taken. You
It
have
is
it.
taken. I
Yeah.
mean, I suppose if he was like, I need this, I'd relinquish it, but I think it'd be a bad move.
But it should be like the NHL rule that if a player who always has the same number comes to your team and he wants that number, he owes you a very nice present. So you should say,
I
sure,
feel like
Lucas, I'll give you this license plate number, but then
I feel like
shopping
he's
spree with Lucas
the
Raymond.
last person who would want that on his car. He does not want to advertise.
No, he does not. You're
He does
absolutely right.
not.
Oh my goodness, that was funny. So one other really funny one that was random on here is just give random Red Wings fans that you run into in public a fist bump. And I love this one because Megan and I went to the draft party with our significant others for the Red Wings. This year, instead of having it at Little Caesars Arena, they did it at Hockeytown Cafe, which is a really cool place if you haven't visited Detroit yet. Put that on your list when you do, because there's so much memorabilia. We've been there so many times, I almost forget how much memorabilia is there, but it's really fun to walk through. So draft party, I liked it at LCA because everybody was together. You were cheering, watching the Jumbotron. This was a little bit hard to organize, but for the actual first round draft, we went downstairs and we were behind the long bar of Red Wings fans all watching. And I said, Megan, let's do the fist bump. So first we like coordinate with a gentleman and we awkwardly like bump him and we got the content. All is well. We can check it off. But no, I decide that we should do it when we announce our pick, Carter Bear, because then we can just everyone's gonna be pumped up and we can give the fist bumps and we can announce Carter Bear's name. And I told Megan, okay, here's the plan. And she's like, okay. Sometimes she just goes with the flow. So I thought she was on board. So they announced Carter Bear. I get ready. I put my cocktail down and I just start giving, 25 people fist bumps all through the bar. And I do not realize Megan is not following me. She's standing there going, what is she doing? This is so
I was
humiliating.
more likely to crawl under the table at that point in time.
And I'm just like, Carter Bear, Carter Bear. Well, the best part is my husband filmed the whole thing. And I loved that video so much better than the organized one because of your face. You were just sitting, he got on camera, your face is like, who is this? How is she my best friend? So check out Instagram for that one. That's one of my favorite memories of this crazy challenge.
Oh no.
So if you would like to participate, we came up with a hashtag so we can see all of your posts. It's hashtag Detroit Red Wings Summer 100.
Was
Or
it
no,
that much?
no, take out Detroit. Hashtag Red Wings Summer 100.
That sounds right.
Yes, if you follow that hashtag, you'll see our posts thus far, but we would love to see yours. So even if you don't want to do all 100, but you want to pick and choose a few, we'd
Because you're
love,
normal.
because you're living your life. Not everything has to be hockey themed. Um,
Yes.
yeah, tag us because we would love to share your content. And if you do that, we will be sure to share it on our Instagram stories. So
Yes.
please do. Yes. Speaking of not making everything Red Wings themed, this week weekend, as we always do, we're having the 4th of July party at Megan and Brennan's house because they have the nice in ground pool. But of course, it's going to be Red Wings theme. So we're celebrating America and the Red Wings. And my mom's like, does everything have to be Red Wings themed? And, yes, the answer is yes. So stay tuned for the third period where we will share our style tip and give you some of our ideas for making your hockey barbecue slash pool party extra fun and stylish.
Can't wait.
It's the third period.
Welcome.
Welcome back. We have a pool party to look forward to for
This
the
is
4th
what
of
we're here to
July
talk about.
/ your birthday / the Red Wing summer celebration.
Mm-hmm.
So, our style tip.
I guess we're just going to reveal all of our secrets of how to host a Red Wings themed pool party.
Yes. And if you don't have a pool, this absolutely works for a barbecue as
Of
well.
course.
But you don't have to necessarily be crazy like us and turn your 4th of July celebrations into Red Wings. But there's plenty of time left in the summer, and we are all going to be missing hockey. The countdown just made it to double digits. I think we're on like Connor Bedard 98 days till the season starts or something like that. So plenty of time to throw a hockey party. If you're not a Red Wings fan, you can definitely take these ideas and make them your own. Again, please send pictures if you do it because we would love to showcase your photos on our Instagram stories.
Mm-hmm.
Megan,
Yes.
showcase the pièce de résistance. What is your outfit?
Well, I mean, it's time. It's summer.
It's
When else
summer.
would you wear an NHL team themed bikini?
Red
You
ruffle
have to do it
bikini.
now. You're not
If
wearing
you're
that. You're not wearing that during the season unless you're in Florida. But yeah, the
yes,
old Red Wings bikini's out, so we'll be wearing that for the party
the
for
fact
sure.
that whoever designed that actually put cute little ruffles on it,
Efforts were made.
efforts were made. It's
Mm-hmm.
adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I
get
also
it, get
have Red
some
Wings flip
branded swim.
flops. Mm-hmm. I've got my little flippy floppies.
I have a Red Wings beach towel, courtesy of you. It was a
Mm-hmm.
gift, which I'm very excited to bust out. But so much more than just the attire, because of course you can just
Yes.
rock some swimwear or summer wear in your team's colors. But we're decorating the backyard. The lawn chairs will be so cute. Very resort style, rolled beach towels in red and white, and framed Red Wings jerseys. Not
Jersey
actual
numbers.
jersey numbers. So like poster board. Because we don't need to get chlorine on the actual jerseys, but everything will be set up very resort style. And of course, we need some things hanging. What did you find?
A really cute, which you could do for literally any team in the league. It's just a little banner from the Amazon and they're little red and white discs. And I think it'll look so cute in the sun on the fence. And you could get them in any color. Any color
Yes.
combo for your team would be a super cute way to just add a little bit splash of color to the party.
Yeah. And they reflect the light. So that'll be really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of food, get creative with your team. For us being Red Wings, we'd be remiss not to have some calamari. What can I
We
say?
better not.
We need octopus. Megan
Mm-mm.
doesn't eat seafood. It's my favorite food. So we'll see. Can I come up
So
with some idea for you?
for me, this is a long time coming because I have some very important drink umbrellas that are finally going to get used. I
Yay.
actually have Red Wings branded paper drink umbrellas. And to say that I'm excited to finally use them is an understatement. I might not care about anything else at this event but these drink umbrellas. And I don't care if I have to put it in my spicy Savi B. I will have an umbrella in my drink.
I love it. This is going to be adorable. So, summer barbecues, pool parties, hockey branded. Send us your pictures and your ideas. If you have ideas you want to share with us before the 4th of July, we'll try to incorporate them and tag
Heck
you
yeah.
and let you know how it goes. So leave us a comment under where you're listening to the pod today, or feel free to comment on our Instagram at Hockey Style Podcast. We also, the day before, which is equally important, we celebrate America and we celebrate the lovely Megan Cole, whose birthday is July 3rd. So I have a whole slew of items we will be checking off from the Detroit Red Wings Summer 100 list, including a very awkward magic trick I will be doing. I know. I got to channel the Pavel Datsuk for you.
I'm glad you got that one.
We will see. This may or may not be a video on Instagram, depending on how well it goes. So we have a very fun weekend planned, and then Megan won't let us share what's happening on Sunday, so you'll have to stay
Well, we
tuned.
could talk about what is happening on my birthday, what we're
Okay.
doing. Well, is it number 22?
It is. Yes. Watch a
Oh.
dinosaur movie.
So I get to sort of redo a childhood birthday. I couldn't tell you how old I was, and I don't want to because I don't want anyone mathing it. But I had a birthday when I was young where we brought some of my little girlfriends to a movie, and I did not get to see the movie I wanted because what I wanted to see was Jurassic Park, and it
Mm.
was deemed too scary for the children.
Ah, they
Which
didn't know you well.
no, not me. My parents were like, "We're not taking other people's kids to Jurassic Park. We're not dealing with that. Sorry, kid."
You can handle
So
it, Megan, but you're different.
we don't know these kids, and no. So yeah, I didn't get to do it, but now it's happening tomorrow. I get to
Love
do
it.
it. I get to see a Jurassic Park movie in the movie theater on my birthday. So
The new
exciting.
one. I don't remember what it's called. Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's not a Jurassic Park, it's Jurassic World franchise now. Whatever, I don't care.
Got
It's
it.
fine. Close
Jurassic
enough.
World. Resurrection, something like that. The new one. Look it up. We're going for to relive Megan's youth. I
We're
actually did
fixing we're
not.
fixing we're righting a wrong. It'll be good.
We're writing it wrong. I just can't imagine 6 months ago you would have thought, you know what I'm doing for my birthday? I'm going to see a dinosaur movie.
Yeah, it's okay. It works. It's a full circle moment for me, so I'm probably the only person willing. Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. So my husband and I are staycationing with Megan and my brother, her fiance, for 3 or 4 days. I don't know, but we have a jam-packed hockey-filled weekend planned, even though it is July, because this is the life that we live.
Mm-hmm. It never ends.
It never ends. So that's our style tip. Share all the things. Next week we have a really exciting guest. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh gosh, I'm just so excited. It was one of my favorites so far. I have a few, but this was one of my favorites, and I can't wait for everyone to get to hear the amazing story of Ms. Gina Trotman and her amazing career and everything she's done, and some fun stories about her and how she met her husband, who just happens to be an NHL player.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just one of the most fun recordings we've done so far. So I'm super excited for everyone to hear it.
Yeah, we just recorded it and we decided to save it for next week when more people are back from vacation because it's too good to miss.
Mhm.
Gina Trotman, for local Detroit folks, you will know her name from the local news. She was a sports reporter. That is the Gina Trotman that we spoke to.
Mhm.
But her husband, Zach Trotman, actually was drafted by the Boston Bruins, played a year out in LA, and then ended his career with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So she also has really interesting stories about finding her own career and
Mhm.
building uh, her space in the broadcast industry from the ground up through hard work and perseverance while being an NHL girlfriend slash wife and doing a lot of it long distance. And now
Mhm.
they have an incredible family, two adorable little kids, and she was so inspirational to talk to. So please tune in next week for that. If you haven't yet subscribed, we hope you will. It's not usually just Megan and I rambling, I swear. So wherever you're listening today, please go ahead, give us a like and follow. And we look forward to seeing you back in our hockey style community next week.
See you later.